Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Real Film Nerds Podcast. My name is Matt, one of your two hosts, and with me, as always, my good buddy on the East Coast, who is 3 hours later, so he's already starting to fall asleep, and he's very mysterious, and he's a Mike, and he's talented. Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, everybody. I like that intro. That was good, Matt. I like that.
That's pretty good, huh? Yeah, nice, good.
Yeah.
Glad you like it. Okay, Mike, so today we are fulfilling a podcast movie film request by my nephew in honor of him going back to school at Northern Arizona University. Public Enemies from the year 2009. That really makes me feel old. This movie is 11 years old. It's ridiculous. I was long out of college by then. Well, not long, but a few years out.
Yeah, this is a little bit surprising that it's already been 11 years. You know, I remember watching it in the theater. It was great. You know, Michael Mann movies are always interesting and fun to watch.
All right, Mike. So are you looking at your tablet? Are you hanging out on OnlyFans.com, checking out what your girls are up to?
What is OnlyFans.com? I don't know.
Oh, it's one of those. It's like one of those pay sites. So like cosplayers do it, and like models do it, where you pay money to them and they send you naked pictures.
Oh,
it's kind of like, you know how they have like cam girls?
I have heard of this.
It's kind of like that, but it's like on demand.
But it's more socially, kind of like,
I don't know. I haven't been on it, but sure. I just know that you pay monies to see people's doing different things. And I don't think it's just like for like nudity and stuff like that. I mean, it's, you know, it's basically for them to raise money and have like it instead of a job. Kind of like, no, not like Twitch. That's a bad comparison because that's like free, right?
people donate money on Twitch through campaigns, but I think you can watch it for free. I believe.
Where this, you have to pay money to see anything. So I don't know. It's kind of, anyways, it's kind of in that vein where people are doing things for money on the internet. I guess it's a good way to put it.
What is the YouTube like one that a lot of people try and get you to subscribe to?
Oh crap. They call it, they can do their own subscription on YouTube, and I don't remember what they call it. Is it like, maybe it's just like YouTube subscription or subscribe now or YouTube group or something? I don't remember.
There's some sort of, I thought it was a different service. I thought there was some sort of service where you can catch their extra content. Like some of these people make, I mean, they must be making content just 24 hours a day. I don't understand how they're always loading stuff up every day.
Right. And that's like Twitch, but I think it's just called, fans, maybe? YouTube fans or something?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Clearly,
I shouldn't have brought it up
too
if
old.
I didn't know what it was.
We're
yeah.
just
no. We don't Twitch and do all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, we've always liked playing video games, but watching other people play video games and then giving them money is a little bit weird for us.
Dude, I still don't understand that. I would rather be playing all day long than sitting there. If I have the time to sit down and play a video game, I'm going to play a video game. I'm not going to watch someone else play a video game. Like, I just don't get that. I've never understood that. Ever. Michael, this is your podcast. Write in. Tell us why your generation likes doing that and why you do it. Thanks, Michael. You're the best.
I guess maybe for lessons? I'm not sure, man. It's interesting. It's very weird.
I don't know, dude. I don't get it. I'd rather just play, but that's me. But yeah, well, I'll have to look that up. But I think it's YouTube fans or subscriber. I don't know. It doesn't matter. People know what we're talking about. Okay, so let's see, Mike. Let's get back on the bandwagon. Public Enemies. Want to give us the rundown about the little flicker show here that we watched on Netflix?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's directed by Michael Bay.
Michael Bay?
Was by Michael Mann. Oh.
We got ourselves another bang.
No. Michael Mann. My bad.
I know, just messing
Michael
with you.
Mann.
See, that's how much you like the Bay, is that he's just instilled in your head and you just want to see another Bay film.
That's it. Screenplay by Michael Mann. Screenplay by Ronan Bennett and Ann Benderman. This one's starring Christian Bale, Johnny Depp, Jason Clarke, Stephen Grissom, and somebody who's in this that's not really starring in it at all. But I forgot he was in it. It was Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, yeah, he's gunned down in the orchard.
Yeah, his scene probably took like 20 minutes. He's like, all right, I'm out.
Dude, and it was when he was still really small. Like, not like physically small, but in the Hollywood world, he was still small.
Yeah. And then this movie is about, the feds try to take down notorious American gangster John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, and Pretty Boy Floyd during a booming crime wave in the 1930s.
All right, Mike. So I think you've already talked about how much you like this movie. So I also like this movie. I think it's a good film. I think it was a good choice by Michael. I haven't watched it. I don't think I've watched it since it came out in the theaters. So it was nice revisiting.
Yeah, for me too. I don't think I had seen it in a long time, if not from the theaters. And, it was a lot of fun to watch it again. And I didn't even remember until we was getting ready for the review that Michael Mann made this movie. But it definitely shows, especially with some of the gun stuff, like all the gun sounds and everything are a lot more accurate. He definitely puts a lot of effort into making the gunplay more realistic. Not everyone hits people just perfectly. There's lots of spray and all kinds of things in this. And I thought that was great.
Well, especially back then. I mean, in the 30s, fully automatic weapons were a brand new thing. I mean, not brand new, but fairly new. And there's a reason why the gangsters were getting a hold of them, because there was no regulations or anything. They were easily to get a hold of. And the truth of the matter, automatic weapons are fun to shoot and they're cool, but they are not accurate at all. They're all over the frickin' place. And you really get to see that in this film.
Yeah, I think it did a really good job of showing that, they'd be shooting at people and just missing and like all kinds of stuff. And you're like, well, that's right. You can't shoot those things that far accurately.
No, not at all. There's just way too much kick. There's way too many rounds coming out. It's a lot. So I liked, we don't talk about this topic a whole lot. I liked the costuming. The wardrobes were very well done. Very cool to the time period. The whole color palette of the whole film is very drab and dark and dreary. It's a lot of grays, a lot of whites, a lot of blacks, some tans in there. And then, there's one character in particular that has a little bit of color, and she wears a red dress. And so it's very offsetting for the dark and drab and dreariness of the rest of the film.
You're right. The movie is very kind of dark, and I think it was supposed to get across how people were feeling, and then also people just got the cheapest clothes, and the cheapest dye and stuff was black. So.
Right, it was the Great Depression. So if you had clothes, you were doing pretty good. And that was an interesting thing as well. John Dillinger, played by Johnny Depp, actually gives away his jacket 2 or 3 times in this movie, and they really make a point of that, trying to show how John Dillinger was kind of a Robin Hood-esque character. Like, the people really did admire and really did love him, and he did a lot of things for them, kind of. I mean, he still robbed banks, but he wasn't one to kill someone just to kill someone like Babyface was.
Yeah, I guess he's your people's criminal. He was seen as more of robbing the institutions, kind of a Robin Hood type character, robbing the rich and giving to the poor, except not really giving to the poor that much. But at least being very friendly with everyone he did have interactions with, big tips and all that stuff.
But overall, this is a great movie from beginning to end. One of my only complaints with it, I talk about it in my radio segment later on at the end of this podcast from Lisa Live and Local on Magic 99.1. It's a little long. It's 2.5, almost 2.5 hours. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And it is, you feel it, man. You feel it. It feels like a long movie. And I do think there could have been some things trimmed out, like the romantic side, the love interest. I mean, that's great. It's poignant. It's why John Dillinger was caught in Tucson. It's one of the reasons, because he, was out here with his girl, at the Hotel Congress when a fire broke out and they caught him. But I don't know if they needed to center on that as much as they did in the film. It's quite a bit. I think if they could chop a good, 30 minutes out of this movie, it would be better.
I agree with you, Matt. It seems like we always agree, but it seemed a little bit long. There was just some stuff where it was a little slow, I guess, in that second act. It was just kind of, nothing bad. Everything helped develop the story, but it just was a little bit slow paced, because the beginning's kind of like, whoa, and then the end is like pretty, fast paced and interesting. And it's just kind of that middle, I guess, just setting up some of the stuff is just a little bit slow.
Yeah, it really is like a kick in the nuts right at the start. They start the whole movie out like no beating around the bush. We are going to do a prison break right off the bat.
Yeah, I thought it was a great way to open it, and it was shot really well.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was great. It gets you right in the mood. And then, it quickly starts slowing down and then picks back up and slows. It does the waves up and down and up and down. But then the second half, it starts getting just really kind of draggy at points.
But no, this is great to see again. I mean, there's lots of great characters in here. I didn't mention it earlier, but like, Giovanni Ribisi's in here just a little bit, but there's just all kinds of characters. I think people just really like working with Michael Mann.
Yeah, there's a lot of great actors in this one. A lot.
Yeah, it was fun to see. The cars in this, they did a lot of work to make those, like, to have the authentic cars and stuff, and it was cool to see the shots with the guys hanging off the cars and shooting and stuff. I thought that was like, when you think of gangsters in the 1930s, that's like the iconic thing.
Yeah, I wasn't going to tap on it yet, but yeah, that's some of my favorite parts, not just from a viewing standpoint, but also a technical standpoint, because having these guys standing, holding onto these cars and shooting them as they're like rocketing down the road, you could see they were very purposeful with their cuts, like specifically the one where later on when they're in the woods and they're zipping down a little 2-lane highway, you only see like one car shooting at a time. You never see both of them in one shot. And I'm like, that's just good editing, but I understand they're trying to be safe and, not push it too much.
Yeah, but I enjoyed that stuff. That was neat.
Yeah, it's some of the more fun scenes in this film for sure is the, I guess, typical gangster kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess this movie's story is a little interesting because the gangsters are almost the heroes in it, and the bad guys or the G-men are, the Christian Bale and his like team of police officers and, the start of the FBI type stuff, reporting directly to J. Edgar Hoover. I thought that was neat.
Well, that's how it was though back then. But I think they embellish it a little bit and glorify it maybe a little too much in the movie. With the soundtrack specifically, they really start bolstering when the criminals are on screen with music versus when the agents are on screen. But again, I mean, that's kind of what they're trying to show is that, yeah, here's these horrible gangsters, criminals robbing people, robbing banks, doing all these things, but the people still loved them and were infatuated with them.
Oh yeah, definitely. They really were.
God, dude, I cannot find this on IMDb. I have to say, not to get too off topic, but IMDb on this movie, it is just in the most weird freaking order for these actors whatsoever. I can't find his name. I wanted to talk about him a little bit because I kept cracking jokes when Michael was here and we were watching. I kept making all kinds of jokes. But the main villain from Avatar, the old guy, is one of the main agents that helps hunt down Dillinger. He's, I think, a former Texas Ranger or something. I'm forgetting his...
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
I can't find his name. I'm literally sitting here trying to whip through it on IMDb. This thing is just really out of order. But anyways, I kept making a joke about, where's your robot? Go get your robot. Come on.
I thought his character almost says nothing in the whole movie. But he was really
strong,
good.
silent type. Dude, that scene when he's chasing down Dillinger and Jason Clarke, Red, in the forest. He's like, just, they're sitting there trying to light him up with their Tommy guns and their BARs and all their other automatic weapons. And here that guy is just like taking pot shots with this super high caliber rifle. And I thought that was just awesome. It really showed the difference versus, quantity versus quality and sharpshooting. And anyways,
this was a well done movie, and it shows.
So, Mike, do you have something you wanna ask me, Mike?
Oh, I do, Matt. I forgot. Matt, what are you drinking?
Oh, Mike, thanks for asking. Today's choice of beverage for me is a Negro Modelo, or Modelo Negro, whatever.
Oh, nice.
Whatever they've renamed it to. All right, Mike, where's your IPA? I just saw it. Pull it out. Let's see it.
Okay. Is that what she said?
Yeah, whip it out, big boy.
Oh yeah. All right. So, it's a 1985, and it's a Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium, and it's kind of got like a Cobra Kai vest on.
Interesting. So the beer is 1985. Now, is that how old you have to be minimum to drink it?
I think so.
Okay,
so.
Good.
Yeah. So, I saw the 80s, and, when I was living in the 80s, I didn't like it. But now that I'm old, I'm like, oh, yeah, the 80s were cool.
Like you remember much. Mike, we were very young in the 80s. Very, very young.
I know, but it was still cool.
Dude, I had parachute pants, although I think that's technically 90s.
Oh, Matt, speaking of the 80s, did you see what AMC is doing with their opening movies this week on Thursday?
15-cent tickets?
Yeah, 15-cent tickets.
Yep. Lisa and I talked about it on the radio as well. She asked if I was going to go, and I was like, well, since it's like almost a 2-hour drive to our closest AMC, I think I'll pass.
There's one close to me, and I looked at opening day, going seeing the Goonies, 80s, yeah. But, dude, everything's sold out.
Wow.
Every showtime of every movie was sold out.
People want to get back to the theaters, man. They want to get back to the theaters and go watch Public Enemies with Steven Dorff in it.
Yeah.
It's not from the 80s, though. I just had to throw that on there because I totally forgot he was in this movie. The only movie I ever freaking remember that guy from is Blade.
Oh, yeah. He was in Blade.
Steven Dorff was the bad guy in Blade.
Yeah.
And then that's all I ever remember him from. And the vapor cigarette e-cig commercials. Was it Blue?
No.
He did all those. I'm like, really? You didn't make enough money to hire someone better than Steven Dorff to be your spokesperson? These people don't even know who that guy is.
I don't know. But yeah, man, I looked, all the 15-cent movies were sold out. I mean, it's like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters, and I mean, it's like all 80s.
Dude, it's movies that you definitely want to see on a big screen.
Jaws, and like it's all these, like, I think what they call classics and stuff. And I was like, man, I'd go see like all these 15 cents. And then, then I can spend $85 and get like a soda and a popcorn.
A small soda and 3 kernels of popcorn.
Yeah, with 1/2 a refill. And that's, I buy the bonus package that allows for a full refill.
And the refill is just ice. You can laugh into the mic, Mike.
Yeah.
You don't need to hide. It's okay.
It is just ice. Yeah, it is just ice.
Just mess with you too.
That's that. But so, I mean, it's really cool that it's sold out. Maybe it's a little concerning with the whole COVID thing, but the theaters are very limited capacity. It's like every other rows are blocked. So like, they're definitely, I don't know if they're not gonna make any money off of the 15 cent, but I'm sure people will buy a drink or two or whatever, and maybe they'll make some money there. But
The fact of the matter is, whatever they get is more than what they're getting right now.
yeah, for sure. So it's interesting to see it opening. I really hope that the theaters are able to actually stay open or open that aren't open, because we miss going to the movies, and I think a lot of other people do. And the streaming stuff is great, but I'm a little worried about the things that are going on, especially with like the AMC deal with Universal. I mean, that's so quick to come to streaming. So I really hope that we can keep movies alive.
All right, Mike, take a sip of your drink while I ask you my favorite question that has to do with movies as well. Mike, how does Public Enemies from 2009 relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. Thank you for asking. So I'm probably going to mess up this name, but it's Branka Katic was in Captain America as Retina, and also in she was the rat character in this movie as Annie Safe. She was the one who ratted out John Dillinger to the G-Men.
She was
Christian Bale's
the
character.
Romanian madam. Yep.
Yep.
Poor.
So, yeah, you know, the streak continues, Matt. And Matt, did you say what pod number this was? I didn't.
We are currently recording podcast episode number 184.
184, man. It's almost like my beer, 1985.
Sure. Except for off by a few digits. Sure.
Oh, yeah, whatever. There's like an 8 and a 4 and a 1.
All right. So, Mike, do we want to inform our listeners of a giveaway, possibly 2, coming down the road very soon? Or do we want to do our reels first?
No, let's tease the giveaway, Matt. Let's tease the
All right,
giveaway.
Mike, have you decided what you want our listeners to do?
No, I have no idea what we're going to have them do.
You had a pretty good idea when we first talked about it.
Tell us their favorite part from pod.
Yeah, their favorite. It was their favorite quote, one of our quotes from their favorite pod. And they should give us, what do you think, a number? Whatever number of the pod is, or just send us our quote.
Yeah, a number of the pod. Yeah, I would think, and you know, maybe make sure the pod's, you know, a couple episodes older than just this week.
Yeah, it needs to be older than 184 for sure. So, our giveaway, which is confirmed, we were a little confused with how it was going to go down, but we are getting Blu-ray copies, not digital copies, of The King of Staten Island to give away. So if you want a free Blu-ray of The King of Staten Island, email us at nerds@realfilmnerds.com, and that's REEL. Tell us your favorite quote from either Mike or myself or both or one of our guests. Hell, it could be even one of our guests. That would be fun.
Yeah. Mag's episode was great.
Give us a nice quote and give us the episode number, and we will enter you into our giveaway to win a free Blu-ray movie.
Yeah, awesome. That's I think that's really neat, man.
Well, all right, Mike, let's do it then. How many reels do you give Public Enemies?
All right, Matt. So I'm going to give this one 3.5 reels.
Well, Mike, I'm glad we are still continuing our form. I am higher than you. I do enjoy this movie. I'm almost always easier than you.
Yeah, is that what she said?
There you go. See, I even was waiting for you to say it. I was giving you plenty of time.
I know. You gave me the opening, and I took it, and it worked. It worked, you know.
Perfect. But, Mike, I give Public Enemies from 2009, starring my boys Christian Bale and Johnny Depp, 4 out of 5 reels.
That figures, Matt. That figures. I was on the fence. I almost gave it a 4, but
honestly, I almost gave it 4.5.
me.
But the length is it's a bit much, dude. It really is.
The length is a little long.
It really is.
The length is a little long.
All right. So, speaking about length,
Is that what she said, Matt?
this is fun. I just love trying to get you, keeping you awake, keeping you talking. This is fun. All right, Mike. So what movie are we reviewing next week? It's your pick. I have a feeling it is a Netflix movie. I have a feeling it is a brand new Netflix movie too. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it, since I know nothing?
Dude, I don't know anything about it. I just saw that it was a new movie, and you were hitting me up, and you were like, "Hey, what are we gonna do next week?" I'm like, "I don't know." So, so I chose this movie. It's starring Jamie Foxx, and it's called Project Power.
Have you read the IMDb for it?
No, I literally just was like, new movie.
Well,
boom.
I was talking with Lisa. Again, I keep referencing the radio segment. Hopefully she'll send it to me so I can put it at the end of this podcast. But I was talking to her that I was a little shocked that you picked this movie, because I know you like superheroes, but you're not like a super huge superhero fan like I am. Like, I'm not huge. I'm more of a Star Wars guy, but I like my comic books and I like my Marvel. And this is a superhero movie. It is basically a drug is created where normal people can take this pill and they get unpredictable superpowers for 5 minutes.
Oh, interesting. 5 minutes. Matt, what would your 5-minute superpower hopefully be?
Again, this was asked by Lisa. But dude, come on, Mike. You know what I want. You know what I want to do.
Fly?
Of course, I want to fly. The only problem is, for 5 minutes, I better stay close to the freaking ground.
Yeah, man, you better get up there. You better get up to that mountain quick and get down.
Yeah, but see, then the kicker is like, so if I can fly, then how fast can I fly it? Because if I can fly and it's only like 3 miles an hour, then that's going to suck. But if I can fly and it's like 200 miles an hour, then that would be really sweet.
That would be sweet.
So anyways, I'm pretty excited for this movie. It looks pretty cool.
Man, I was just trying to think of what I want to do for 5 minutes. And, I think I just want to last 5 minutes,
Whoa, Mike. So, Mags is, in other words, unsatisfied.
Hey, I can get a lot done in that 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes? Sure. 3.5 minutes. Sure, Mike. You mean 30 seconds. You're embellishing by a whole
digit. I just round up, down.
Just like your beer from earlier. No, I know what you would want to do, Mike.
What's that?
You'd want to be invisible.
What would I do for 5 minutes being invisible?
Rob a bank.
Oh, yeah. We just watched Public Enemies, yeah.
Or just sit there and be alone in the movie theater for 5 minutes and no one around you. Or I can see you going in the woman's bathroom.
Just sit on the stall and like someone sits on you. Excuse me.
That's gross. Huh, this seat's awfully warm. Wait, hold on. Oh my God. Oh, this podcast is devolving quick. This is great.
All right. Sorry. I totally threw it down,
down
the gutter.
It was good.
What he said.
After 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yep. The blue pill.
The blue pill. All right.
Oh, yeah. I guess they already have a pill the last 5 minutes called Viagra. Shit.
No, it's like, what is it, 6 hours?
Cialis.
Anything after 6 hours, you need to call your doctor?
Well, no, that's called proprietarism or something. I don't know. That's where you have an erection over 4 hours.
4 hours. Huh. God, 40-year-old virgin. Sir, did you take the pill? No, I have not. Well then, sir, I'm sorry, but we can't help you. So funny. That's a good movie. I think that's an Apatow movie too, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that is.
Yeah. So.
Apatow movie. And I think that was the first time I remember seeing Seth Rogen in a movie, and then he just started to become in more and more movies. I think that was the first time I remember seeing him.
I think it was his first movie, other than like doing TV shows like Freaks and Geeks and stuff like that. I think 40-Year-Old Virgin was his very first movie.
Ah, okay. Because he was kind of like, that side character, and I was like, and then all of a sudden he was in a lot of things after that I think that really opened up his career.
He just exploded. So, well, all right, Mike. Well, I think I'm good for episode number 184, Public Enemies, 2009. I don't know if I can say that enough.
No, you said that quite a bit.
So, all right, Mike, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, everybody. Make sure you catch us on the socials, the Twitter, the Facebook. Email us. Email Matt about anything or me about anything. And
but only if you want to win a King of Staten Island Blu-ray.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's good, man. Yeah. We planned that.
Yes.
Yeah, we planned that. Anyway, make sure you go out and catch as many movies as you can, and I guess you can do it at AMC for 15 cents on Thursday.
Woo! Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Good morning, Magic 99.1. Is this Matt Hinshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast?
Ding, 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 ding. We got a winner.
Very good. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
How are you?
One of these days, you're going to freak me out and you're going to say, I'm doing great.
Yeah. One of these days.
Okay.
One of these days.
All right.
I don't know if it'll be soon, but we'll see.
Well, I'm hoping that it'll be soon. That's a fact. I'm doing good.
When I can go and watch a movie in a theater, then it'll be a great day.
There you go. Well, you can catch a movie at an AMC theater for only 15 cents. Are you in?
Yeah, but the car drive down to an AMC is a little far.
Exactly. And the risk to watch a movie for 15 cents, I don't think I'm in just yet. I'm really enjoying watching movies at home, to be honest with you.
Well, then I got a new one. Well, not a new one. I got a classic one. It was a request by one of our listeners.
Oh, good.
That is currently streaming on Netflix. That is, in my opinion, a pretty dang good movie. It's a historical-based film. It's 2009's Public Enemies, starring Christian Bale and Johnny Depp.
Ooh, Public Enemy. Very good. Very good. Somebody requested that you watch it and review it, huh?
Yes.
Well,
yeah, that's one of the things we do. We don't get a whole lot of them, but right now, when we can't go to the theaters, it's perfect for people to send in requests.
Right.
Movies they want us to watch and review.
Right. Well, I have one for you. Are you interested to hear what it is?
I'm kind of afraid.
It's a classic, Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. All right.
Tell me, have you seen it?
I have seen it, but it has been a while.
Yeah.
So.
It's probably time to revisit it, Matt. You got nothing but time.
Right. I'll add it to the list. I'll put it on there. And we'll get to it.
Very good. Very good. So tell me all about Public Enemy. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Public Enemy?
You sound surprised.
I'm very surprised. It's a really good film. It is about 1930s gangster film, mostly centering around John Dillinger, played by Johnny Depp.
Okay. Well, how bad could it be, right?
It's phenomenal. It's very good. It's the biggest issue I have with it is it's very long. It's almost 2.5 hours long.
Okay.
And I think if they could have taken like 45 minutes out, it would help a lot. And they push the love story between Dillinger and his girlfriend in the film, played by, I'm trying to look it up, and I'm not doing well.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You can leave it at girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend in the film. There's a lot of like really in-depth romanticism and love story going on with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that deep in real life, but again, it's a movie. You know?
Right.
But I really enjoyed it. It's the cops versus the robbers. It's the good versus the bad. But everybody loved John Dillinger, and he was a rock star, and he could do pretty much whatever he wanted. So it's real interesting, you know.
Very good.
It's a good movie.
And it's pretty much based on fact.
Yes and no.
Right.
For the most part, most of it's factual,
Yeah.
but a lot of it is embellished.
Okay.
I'll just use embellished. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
It's good. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It's a very serious drama, so fun might not be the right word, but
Okay. I definitely will check it out. Matt, how many reels are you going to give it?
I give it 4 out of 5 reels.
4
I
out
really
of
enjoyed
5.
this movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good review. Any ideas on what you're going to review next week? Maybe Gone with the Wind?
No, not Gone with the Wind. My co-host was on the ball this week. It was his pick. We did Public Enemies. That was my pick, kind of. I was like, let's do a listener movie.
Right.
We're going to do a new movie that just came out on Netflix this past Friday. It's called Project Power. It stars Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'm kind of shocked that my co-host picked this. I know he likes superheroes, but he's not super crazy about them.
Uh-huh.
But it's a superhero film.
Okay.
It's about a pill that people take, like normal people take, that will give them unpredictable superpowers for 5 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. What would you choose?
Me,
Yeah.
all day long flight.
Yeah, me too. For sure. Yep. Okay.
That could be trouble, though. Only 5 minutes of flying? I mean, I better be close to the ground.
And we better not be flying at the same time. We might run
No.
into each other. All right.
Just slam into each other.
Excellent.
But anyway.
You guys catch Matt on his podcast. It's called The Real Film Nerds. And you can catch him right here every Monday morning on what station, Maddie?
I believe it's Magic 99.1.
You got
Still without caller ID.
You got it.